Well, hello and how are you? Hey friends, welcome to the Shen Show. I am your host, Shenandoah Briscoe, coming to you from right here in St. Charles, Missouri. Hey, you know what? Today is May 28th, 2020, meaning I've got a happy birthday shout out going out to Meg Burkhalter Bailey. So, without further ado, hey, here, Meg, is a birthday shout out to you. I said, hey, y'all, it's your birthday today. So, happy birthday, I'ma say. You know, Meg, you're just a brand new year older today, so happy birthday to you, I say. I said, hey, I heard it's your birthday today. You had another year gone and dead and passed away. And so, Meg, I say, happy birthday to you today and many more. You cha 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 cha. Hey, hey, hey. Birthday gone away. She got a day, a year gone away, and she got a new year starting today. Alrighty then, Meg. Hey, I also got some Facebook poke shout out going out to Amanda Sue Little. Hey, diddle do. Hey, little Sue. Hey, little diddle do. Hey, diddle diddle. Amanda Sue Little. Happy pokey. Thank you for poking me. I am poking you back. As a matter of fact, I am having a muscle spasms. What I'm doing, being stretched all over the place in my chair, and it's not the best feeling in the world. Ugh. All right. Anyway, that being said, let's do our local weather, and then I'm going to jump on a bit of a soapbox, but not much of a soapbox. Just a little soapbox today, not much of a big soapbox. And then we'll conclude with the Arabian Nights, uh, the singing bird. Yes, yes, yes. Anyway, up here we go. Today's forecast is brought to you by none other than Wallace Resale. And that's right, they're on Facebook. So go on to Wallace Resale, look up your items, and then go ahead and figure out which you're going to purchase and go to their messenger. And you will be contacted by either Dawn or Rick. Either one will get back to you for your purchasing needs. All right, today, Tuesday, today is, what is today? Thursday, isn't it? Today is the 28th, making it, yes, Thursday. Thursday the 28th. Mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is quite possible. Highs around 81 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy with showers overnight and a few thunderstorms. Low 61 degrees Fahrenheit, winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chances of rain 50%, which is not good because that's bringing up the water out there. The rivers are getting up there and beyond. Anyway, Friday, May 29th. Wow, look at that. Mainly sunny skies. Looks like a big bright sunball to me. Anyway, highs around 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds north to northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Clear skies and lows around 52 overnight, with winds north to northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly sunny skies on Saturday, May the 30th, except for a few clouds. It's going to be mainly sunny. High around 74 degrees, that is, with winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. That thing's going to bug me. Going to sit there and drag my straw. That's what it's going to do. All right, and then a few clouds later on in the evening throughout the night, and temperatures are dropping to 56 degrees Fahrenheit, with winds still out of the north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then Sunday. Partly cloudy skies, highs around 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be light and variable right at 5 degrees. 5 degrees, right at 5 miles per hour from the northeast. And then partly cloudy with lows around 59 degrees and still coming out. Oh, now reversing direction though, easterly winds at 5 miles per hour. Not northeast, but just straight out of the east at 5 miles per hour. And then Monday for your final for a 5-day forecast. Day would be Monday, June the 1st. New month, that is. Considerably cloudy skies early, and then some decreasing in clouds later on in the day. Highs around 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. A few clouds overnight from time to time, and lows around 63 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds south to south. Winds are straight out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that is your 5-day forecast brought to you by Wallace Resale on Facebook. Alrighty, how about our other sponsor? Yes, folks, please take heed. This is what we need. We need caregivers. That's right, caregivers. I actually need one this weekend for Saturday and Sunday. Anybody, you don't have to be trained. I do all kinds of excellent training. But we need caregivers for Family First Home Health Care. That's right, Family First Home Health Care can be located on the web at family, Family, first, 1ST, HHC.com. That's FamilyFirstHomeHealthCare.com. Alrighty then. You can also pick them up at, hold on, give me a second. Wake up. Start Notepad. Family First. Yes. Scratch that. Go to sleep. All right, yeah. You can either call up there by at 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., so you've got plenty of time today, and speak with Brandy or Tracy and tell them, hey, I want to go out and work for Shenandoah this weekend, or for that matter, anytime. I am going to be needing some help next weekend too, or a week or so from now, because my current caregiver is going to be going on vacation. So I need some fill-in people. People. They've got plenty of work in the St. Charles area, so go ahead, contact them. Offices are located at 111 Westport Plaza, Suite 600, but you don't have to go to there. Basically, you can throw in that application online. So, on the web, or you can file it at, and now that your own, you can file your own application if you want at Family First, HHC@gmail.com. So you can do it either way. Just go to their email account and file it on their email account or an application online. Either way, go ahead and do that today. All right, thank you. Oops, cancel. I didn't want to close that. I want to put it down there. Okay, we're going to continue with the Arabian Nights, the talking bird. The dervish repeated to the princess what he had said to the prince, Burman, and to the princes, Burman and Pervez, exaggerating the difficulties of the climbing up to the top of the mountain, where she was to make herself mistress of the bird, which would inform her of the singing tree and the golden water. He magnified the din of the terrible, threatening voices which she would hear on all sides of her, and the great number of black stones alone, sufficient to strike terror. And he iterated to her to reflect that those stones were so many brave gentlemen that so so metamorphosized for having omitted to observe the principal conditions of success in the perilous undertaking, which was not to look behind them before they had possession of the cage. When the dervish had done the when the dervish had done the when the dervish was done, the princess replied, "By what I comprehend from your discourse is the difficulty of succeeding in the affairs are, first, the getting up to the cage without being frightened at the terrible din of voices I shall hear, and, secondly, not to look behind me. For this last I hope I shall be mistress enough of myself to observe it. As to the first, I own that voices such as you represent them to be are capable of striking terror into the most undaunted. But, as in all enterprises and dangerous dangers, everyone use strain, may use stratagem, whatever stratagem is. Some of these words just don't make any sense to me. Mm, But in all enterprises and dangers, everyone may use stratagem. Where did it go? Stratagem. There we go. Sorry about that. I desire to know if you, if I may use any in one of so great importance. And what stratagem is it that you would employ? Said the dervish. To stop my ears with cotton, answered the princess. That the voices, however terrible, may make the less impression upon my imagination, and my mind remain free from that disturbance which might cause me to lose the use of my reason. Princess, replied the dervish, of all the persons who have addressed themselves to me for information, I do not know that ever one made use of this convenience you propose. All I know is that they all perished. If you persist in your desiring to, you may make the experiment. You will be fortunate if it succeeds, but I would advise you not to expose yourself to the dangers. My good father, replied the princess, I am sure that my precautions will succeed, and I am resolved to try the experience. Nothing remains Nothing remains for me but to know which way I must go, and I conjure you not to deny me that information. The dervish exhorted her again to consider what she was going to do, but finding her resolute, he took out a bowl and presenting it to her said, "Take this bowl, mount your horse again, and when you have thrown it before you, follow it through all the windings till it stops at the bottom of the mountain. There, alight and ascend the hill. Go you now, go, you know the rest." After that the princess thanked the dervish, and taking her leave of him, she mounted her horse, threw the bowl before her, and followed it until it stopped at the foot of the mountain. She then alighted, stopped her ears with cotton, and after she heard or had well examined the path leading to the summit, began with a moderate pace, and walked up with integrity. She heard the voices, and perceived the great service that the cotton was to her. The higher she went, the louder and more numerous the voices seemed, but they were not capable of making any impression upon her. She heard a great many anointing speeches and rarely very disagreeable to a woman, which she only laughed at. I I mind not, said she to herself, at that that can be said were it worse. Okay. I mind not to myself, she said, all that can be said were it worse. I only laugh at them, and shall pursue my way. At last she climbed so high that she could perceive the cage and the bird, which endeavored, in company with the voices, to frighten her, crying in a thundering tone, notwithstanding the smallness of its size, "Retire, fool, and approach no nearer." The princess, encouraged by this sight, redoubled redoubled her speed, and by effect gained the summit of the mountain, where the ground was level. Then, running directly to the cage, and clapping her hand upon it, cried, "Bird, I have you, and you shall not escape me." While Presidial was pulling the cotton out of her ears, the bird said to her, "Heroic princess, be not angry with me for joining with those who exerted themselves to preserve my liberty. Though then in this cage, I was content with my conditions. But since I am designed to be a slave, I would rather be yours than any other person's, since you have obtained me so courageously. From that instant I swear the entire submission to you, all your commands. I know who you are. You do not, but the time will come when I shall do you essential service, for which I hope you will think yourself obliged to me. As a proof of my sincerity, tell me what you desire, and I forgot that's still the bird. I would rather be yours than any other person's, since you have obtained me so courageously. From this instant, I swear entire submission to all your commands. I know who you are. You do not, but the time will come when I shall do you essential services, for which I hope you will think yourself obliged to me. As a proof of my sincerity, tell me what you desire, and I am ready to obey you. The princess's joy with the no baloney. The princess's joy was the more inexpressible because the conquest she had made had cost her the lives of two beloved brothers, and given her more trouble and danger than she could have imagined. Bird, she said, it was my intention to have told you that I wished for many things which are of importance, but I am overjoyed that you have shown your good will and prevented me. I have been told that there is not far off a golden water, the property of which is very wonderful. Before all things, I have been told that there is not far off a golden water, the property of which is very wonderful. Before all things, I ask you to tell me where it is. The bird showed her the place, which was just by, and she went and filled a little silver flagon, which she had brought with her. She returned at once and said, Bird, this is not enough. I want also the singing tree. Tell me where it is. Turn about, said the bird, and you will see behind you a wood where you will find the tree. The princess went into the wood, and by the harmonious concert she heard, she knew the tree among many others, but it was very large and high. She came back again and said, Bird, I have found the tree. I have found the singing tree, but I can neither pull it up by the roots nor carry it. The bird replied, It is not necessary that you should take it up. It will be sufficient to break off a branch and carry it to plant in your garden. It will take root as soon as it is possible into the earth, as soon as it is put into the earth, and in a little time will grow to as fine a tree as that you have seen. When the princesses had obtained possession of the three things for which she had conceived so great a desire, she said again, Bird, what you have yet done for me is not sufficient. You have been the cause of the death of my two brothers, who must be among the black stones I saw as I ascended the mountain. I wish to take the princes home with me. The bird seemed reluctant to satisfy the princess in this point, and indeed made some difficulty to comply. Bird, said the princess, remember you told me that you were my slave. You are also, and your life is in my disposal. That I can deny any that I cannot deny answered that I cannot deny, the bird answered. But although what you now ask is more difficult than all the rest, yet I will do it for you. Cast your eyes around, added he. And look if you can see a little pitcher. I see it already, said the princess. Take then, said he, and as you descend the mountain, sprinkle a little of the water that is in it upon every black stone. The princess took up the pitcher accordingly, carried with her the cage and bird, the flagon of golden water, and the branch of the singing tree. And as she descended the mountain, threw a little of the water on every black stone, which was changed immediately into a man. And as she did not miss one stone, all the horses, both of her brothers and of the other gentlemen, resumed their natural forms also. She instantly recognized Bahman and Perviz as they did her, and ran to embrace her. She returned their embrace, and expressed her amazement. "What do you hear, my dear brothers?" she asked. She said, and they told her they had been asleep. "Yes," replied she, "and if it had not been for me, perhaps you might have slept through till the day of judgment. Do not you do not you remember that you came to fetch the talking bird, the singing tree, and the golden water? And did you see as you came along the place covered with black stones? Look and see if there be any now." The gentlemen and their horses who surrounded us, and you yourselves, were these black stones. Oh, the gentlemen and their horses who surround us, and you yourselves, were those black stones. If you desire to know how this wonder was performed, continued continued she, showing the pitcher which she sat down at the foot of the mountain, "it was done with virtue of the water which was in this pitcher, with which I sprinkled every stone. After I had made the talking bird, which you see in this cage, my slave, by his directions I found out the singing tree, a branch of which I have now in my hand, and the golden water with which this flagon is filled. But being still unwilling to return without taking you with me, I constrained the bird, by the power I had over him, to afford me the means. He told me where to find the pitcher, and the use I was to make of it. The Prince Bahman and Purvis leaned, learned by this relation the obligation that they had to their sister, and did all the other gentlemen, who expressed to her that far from envying her happiness in the conquest that she had made, and which they had all aspired to, and in which they had all aspired to, they thought they could not better express their gratitude for restoring them to life again than by declaring themselves her slaves, and they were ready to obey her in whatever she should command. Gentlemen, she replied the princess, if you had given any attention to my words, you might have observed that I had no other intention in what I have done than to recover my brothers. Therefore, if you have received any benefit, you own me no obligation. And so, therefore, I think that is the end. It looks like the end. No, the talking bird keeps going. No more attention. And I have no further share in your compliment than your politeness towards me, for which I return you my thanks. In other respects, I regard each of you as quite as free as you were before your misfortunes, and I rejoice with you at the happiness which has occurred to you by my means. Let us, however, stay longer in a place where we have nothing to detain us, but mount our horses and return to our respective homes. Okay, we're going to leave that for until tomorrow because, well, we thought it was going to be over at that, but then again, we do have to go back and figure out when or how the princes and princess are going to find their original father. I'm sure that's going to be coming up later on in the story. So let us save that and come back to it tomorrow. Okie dokie. It looks like it's about time. You know what? I never jumped on my soapbox. I was getting ready to, my soapbox was going to be all about the fact that what we're dealing with here with the coronavirus is the story of Henny Penny, or the, I think it's called Henny Penny. It's also called the Sky is Falling, I believe. Either one or two, one of the two. The story of Henny Penny. Henny Penny, The Sky is Falling. Either one of them are the same story. And what happened was this little chicken, Henny Penny, she was sitting under a tree, and an acorn fell out of the tree and hit her in the head. Well, she didn't. She looked around, and when she looked around, she didn't see anything there. So she decided that what she had noticed was that the sky was falling. And so she ran around all over the place, finding the goose and the gander and the donkey and all kinds of animals, screaming that the sky was falling. And all of those animals started agreeing with her, and they all were flocking around like crazy, screaming, "The sky is falling! The sky is falling!" And everyone they came up to never questioned her information and where she had gotten it from and how she knew any better that the sky was falling, but they kept up the fact in believing that the sky was falling. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. They kept up the fact that they knew that the sky was falling. And so they they all went nuts because some little chicken got hit in the head with an acorn. That's what's happening with the coronavirus. We're all going nuts because a few people, a couple, in calculation to the population, 1/100th of the population of, I mean, not even 100th, less than 100th of the population of the world has been affected by the coronavirus as far as death tolls and infection or whatever. And had we just let it run its course, then the population, everybody in the world would be because 99.95, it was actually on the news scanner yesterday, 99.95 of the population that gets the coronavirus survives the coronavirus. And all we ever hear about is the people that are dying from the coronavirus, or the big number of the people that are infected by the coronavirus, not necessarily the number of the people that survive the coronavirus. It's crazy. There's crazy times about, folks. Anyway, that being said, it's time to do our portion of the program called Our Daily Bread. Because you know what we need more so in this world right now? God. That's right, God. The Daily Bread is brought to you by the Bible with Briscoe, which today is going to be covering 2 Chronicles 4 through 6 and John 10:24 through 42. Father, I just thank you for your word, your daily bread word. Today's insight is called Good Measure. And today's scriptures to go along with good measure is Luke 6:32 through 38. Because whatever measure is portioned out to you, whatever you do, let's say, for instance, you help somebody out along the way and give somebody something, it's going to be given back to you. As a matter of fact, just happened to me not too long ago. Someone absconded with $1,200 at some point in time from me. And guess what? I received a federal grant that I had no desire. I wasn't even I wasn't looking for anything of this, not a federal grant, but a chunk of money thrown into my account by the U.S. government of $1,200. The exact same amount that was taken away from me was given back in return. Anyway, let's see. We're going to read Luke 6:32 through 38. If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners love those who love them. And if you do good to those who are good to you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do that. And if you lend to those from whom you expect repayment, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners, expecting to be repaid in full. But love your enemies, do good to them, and lend to them without expecting to get anything back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High, because He is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked, but merciful just as your Father is merciful. Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For the measure you use, it will be measured to you. And there you have it. And that's the reason that worked out for me that way was because I decided not to press charges on the person who absconded with it. So it was not important enough to me for that to happen. Anyway, this here has been Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Oh, you know what? I got a song for you. It would be Goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So, goodbye, my friends, goodbye. This here's been Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Thanks for tuning into the Shen Show. And as always, God loves you and so do I. So be blessed in Jesus' mighty name and come back and see me tomorrow because, well, hey, I'll be here and I hope that you are too.